go over the whole two measures at the end?
Yeah, why don't you start with that?
It all stretches and then back
Yeah.
to tempo. Okay, because I wasn't sure what we were doing.
The real problem with this kind of a duet, and it's Bach again, is that you've got to know what, each of you has to know what the other one is going to do, because when you're doing these canonic entrances, like the phrasing has to be the same. It isn't right now. It's not, 19th century duets are much easier to do because very often it's two separate things going on simultaneously. This isn't.
Yeah, this is really...
So why don't you come over here where I can get at you, and I'll look over Mark's shoulder because this is not one I have in my head.
I think that the tempo is
a little faster.
Can we do it slower?
Sure.
Yeah, well, Beasley says larghetto, yes. Although tempos in Bach there's a wide range in tempo. The day when something like this would actually be done in 12 is long gone. But what tempo do you want? Sing your first tempo. I think the answer is somewhere in the middle, because that's slow enough that you're going to lose the sense of the move of the rhythm. Start to do little different things. Treat it a little more soloistically when you're moving, then drop back in an accompanying role. So for instance, when you have and particularly the next part right before we stopped, so that when you are together, you must move the same way. When you are in canon, then one of you is responding to the others, but then the response must be the same as what you're responding to, which means you're constantly having to listen to each other to make sure that you're doing the same thing. That's what makes this so incredibly difficult. How about et misericordia? I'll start on the bar, so it's 1, 2. You have, so that we hear the entrance as 1, T, me, T, da, 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 T, da.
Okay. Sorry, we gotta go back.
Yeah, we gotta go back. There's no other place to get Yeah. And then, so you hear this, and you keep moving so that the tie that you have is not too long. Just stay absolutely even, and then you've got to get off the tie note. Same place, and one. Notice the piano, very typical of Bach. All of a sudden we're diving off into a Neapolitan. And but the tendency, and it's a 19th centuryism, the tendency is to get heavier in these spots. It needs to be lighter, more legato, sustained, no accents. Can we get into it from wherever? I'll just go back here again. And one. Forte now. Very often you'll hear it as slow as from here where we have so you can take a lot more time with it.
Okay.
But yeah, nice to go through it once, but that's going to take some hours. Are you just learning this to learn it, or is somebody doing the whole piece? Yeah.
I have the all the.
But it's very good. But just work to be more the same in the way you're doing your phrasing. And there are a lot of places and balances. As you change registers for both of you, it gets out of balance. You've got to listen very carefully to see what you need to do when you're in your lower register, for instance, where you don't carry as well. Same thing for you when you get down low where you don't carry as well. And then when you get high, you may dominate the other one a little bit. And you've got to find the balance because we've got to hear both parts all the way through. It's incredibly difficult stuff, but it's good. You'll do well with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Gracias.